Someone else who has been writing about what the new changes are all about was Alvin Toffler in his 1980 book entitled The Third Wave. He wrote this: "A new civilization is emerging in our lives. This new civilization brings with it new family styles, changed ways of working, loving, and living, and new political conflicts. Mr. Toffler in 1980 was talking about the changes we are seeing today. He was talking about how one-parent families would become far more common. Now, this is an article in the July 26, 1993 Newsweek magazine. It shows that more single women are choosing motherhood. That means that there are increasing numbers of one-parent families in the United States. Children are growing up without a father. The two-parent family is becoming a thing of the past. The wife in the two-parent family is increasingly out in the workplace instead of being at home raising the children where our traditional family has placed her. Television is making certain that we understand that single parenting is acceptable." This is Newsweek magazine, or is a Newsweek article in their August 30th, 1993 magazine. The title and subtitle read, "Fractured Family Ties. Television Forget Kids Shows. The network's new theme is single parenting." The article pointed out that there are three messages from the coming 1993 television season. Parents rarely come in pairs. Nationwide, 1 in 4 families is headed by a single parent, but on the coming television programs, nearly 2/3 will be run by a single mom or dad. Number 2, we're being taught by TV, father knows least. When its dad is on his own, expect major dysfunction. In other words, dads cannot run a family alone, but moms can. And the number 3 lesson is parents are just overgrown kids. In other words, fathers running a one-parent family is not good. Moms running it is better, but not by much. And finally, parents are not capable of raising their children. And someone will be offering a better solution. The government will raise your children for you, and they will do it correctly. It is happening right now on our television sets, and America continues to watch their television and learn about the New World Order. Toffler was talking about other changes in the family as well. The Arizona Daily Star, our local newspaper here in Tucson, of October the 3rd, 1991, said that legalizing gay marriages would benefit everyone. The article failed to convince me that it would, so I am one member of this everyone who would not benefit by the legalization of gay marriages. The ultimate goal of all of these thoughts is the destruction of the one-man, one-woman marriage. Life magazine a few months ago had a series of articles that talked about the traditional family, meaning one man, one woman, and the children all living together. The article said, families have been through a bad time in recent years. It talked about how 2 gay men were striving to make their family work. We've never defined a family to mean 2 gay men before, but we are now. This is another article that says that a court had ruled that a gay couple was now included in the definition of a family. Our courts are now defining the word family to include 2 gay men. I will predict that very shortly, homosexual and lesbian marriages will become legal. Mr. Toffler talked about changed ways of loving. Lesbianism and homosexuality are currently being taught in our public schools as alternative lifestyles. Now here we see that the Massachusetts Supreme Court recently approved the adoption of a 5-year-old girl by a lesbian couple. Someday soon, even bestiality will be considered, quote, normal, unquote. Mr. Toffler also discussed new ways of living. The marriage commitment will be looked down upon as being archaic and old-fashioned. So the new practice will become living with your partner, and don't marry your partner, him or her, because this will cause grief in your relationship. These are the changes we see happening daily in America. These are the changes that we see, but we do not understand that they are part of a major plan to destroy the family as a unit. In other words, in the New World Order, there will be no family unit. So we must be taught that it is obsolete, out of step, and worthy of being replaced. Don't forget, Mr. Toffler wrote this in 1980. He was indeed a true prophet, or was he told beforehand what was being planned? Now there is another major change taking place in America. America's tradition was for the woman upon marriage to take the name of her husband as her own, dropping her maiden name. Now she often takes her mother's maiden name or her former maiden name and hyphenates it, such as Margaret Joan Smith. This is a move from the traditional position where the woman took her husband's name. U.S. News and World Report reported in June of 1993 that a married couple combined their names to form a new name. Her last name was Flaherty, and his last name was Flaherty, and her last name was Silverman, so they combined their names so that both now became Flaherman. So I guess we will see more of that in our society. In the New World Order, meat eating will be replaced with vegetarianism, which will become mandatory. Benjamin Creme, a believer in all of these changes, wrote on page 193 of his book, "Out of this change will come a vegetarian diet for mankind. This will be the norm. In the New Age, vegetarianism will become the norm. It does become necessary. So in the New World Order, there will be no meat eating. In fact, everything is going to change. Even the differences in the sexes will be eliminated as much as can be achieved by the planners. This is already happening in our world. Take, for instance, the case of Michael Jackson, perhaps the world's biggest music star. Now, why is he such a major media personality? Why does the major media tell us about his every move? Why is it that he has had more plastic surgery than nearly anyone else? Because someone wanted him to look like a sexless young man. We are not able to tell if he is a male or a female. This is a picture of Michael Jackson with Brooke Shields, and it appears as if he is wearing a woman's makeup. He has had all of that surgery to make him look sexless. He is now wearing makeup to make him look sexless, and the question we are to ask ourselves when we see Michael Jackson, is he male or female? He looks like his sisters, but the world tells us he is a man. But the question is why he has allowed himself to be made to look like a sexless young boy-girl. And it is because in the world order, in the New World Order, distinctions between the two sexes will be worn down until someday we will all look like Michael Jackson. There will be no sexual differences in the New World Order. And someone else is contributing to the destruction of the lines between male and female. This is Prince, the famous music star. According to this article, he just changed his name to a symbol, to a sign that combines the symbols for male and female. So Prince no longer even has a name. He will be referred to by a wordless symbol. And the thought that the future human would be sexless is not new. This is an article that appeared in the Arizona Daily Star on August the 21st, 1993. The headline reads, "Androgyny as Art." The word androgyny is defined as both male and female in one. So we have a new word to define, if you're not familiar with it, androgyny, both male and female. The article showed pictures of male and female actors and actresses who have performed as a sexless person as early as 1930. The first mention of a performer appearing to be both male and female is Rudolph Valentino, the silent screen leading man. The article said that he used eye makeup to appear androgynous. The article said that Marlene Dietrich also dressed up as a man in the movie entitled Morocco in 1930. So the movie industry